and effectiveness of the way things are spoken lands squarely on one's chosen point of view. A view that is taken by a tremendous liking that enables one to forge ahead, following whatever adaptation is likened by one's preference at the time. Seeing this as it relates to one's own tastes follows the trail of desires one has. Why else would these preferences be called upon if they weren't one's desires? Funny how it seems that one's life is but a scattering of those desires, where many of those desires are not truly guided by one's heart. They go in and out of one's scope of being like the wind, never truly aligning with what one really wants. They may seem what one really wants during the moment, but they flash in as fast as they flash out, taking one not too seriously, for their desires seem to come and go so quickly. And in this time frame, where all is coming and going so quickly, one doesn't even have a chance to catch their breath. It's just an ongoing push of what more can one possibly want. There is nothing that stands in one's way, because all is allowed within the vast, unending space that is truly one's life. A life spanning many octaves of the harmonious atmosphere that contain all. This sphere of octaves move around in complete harmony with one another. They flow in and out of a sequence that brings all of the many universes into coherence with one another. This is a true attribute of what is seen on the outside of one's world, that is the mirror of the inside of one's world. So everything that is going on in these multi-universes repeats its patterning when one's desires are not taken seriously by one. And therefore, that patterning is held in constriction, for the flow is not aligned with the truth. This becomes a magnanimous distortion where all is held back from the cycle that was birthed into existence. That is why you cannot see yourselves any different than what you are repeating in the patterning of your life. From a standpoint of understanding that one is dependent on the other, this means that you, although in human form, are the exact replica of what you see on the outside. All of those universes seem so far away from you, as the measuring of distance was supposed to be portrayed as a line of separation, that you are here and something else is over there. It is a very hard thing to conceive from the connotation that one believes that they are a separate entity from all. So with one's desires always containing something that is needed, that is separate from one cannot correlate this to be any other way. What if one could change that concept and think instead that their desires were nothing that needed to be found, that their desires were already sitting there, waiting in all these multi-universes at the very moment they were asking for them? It would be like one is looking at a tree filled with fruit, and at the exact moment that one felt they wanted a piece of that fruit, it was ripened and ready for one to pick. That would be the true scenario one could look at as a replica of all that you are part of, because the one who actually chooses to pick the fruit is a part of the creator of the fruit. So all is one in the same. There is no separation. Where this falls short only helps one to rediscover the oneness from all the aspects that we think are separate from us. To feel free once again by transporting oneself through the oneness from our desires of our truest fulfillments. This list can go on forever, as there is nothing that one should shy away from. It is all for the asking. But one must remember there is no finer place than for any of these wishes to come from any other place than the home of one's heart. Transport oneself through those tunnels that pump the gold through one's veins. This is the liquid that flows through the many universes of all time.